Hey guys, I'm back with another meal prep made easy menu for you to help make your Sunday meal prep a little more creative and a little more delicious. This week's menu is inspired by all of the incredible flavors of the Caribbean, and what I love about it is that it can be as mild or as spicy as you like. Now keep in mind that all of the tasty recipes in today's menu are available in my Meal Prep Made Easy ebook. It's also got the shopping list and lots of tips and tricks for making meal prep a total breeze. Now for today's menu, I am kicking things off with a super yummy jerk chicken recipe. What's really great about this recipe is that once you've perfected your jerk marinade, you can use it on any kind of protein you like. You can make some jerk pork, some jerk shrimp, some jerk salmon would be really delicious. But today I'm keeping things simple with some chicken. I'm using chicken legs, bone in, skin on, but if you wanted to keep this a little bit lighter, you could do this with chicken breast instead. So I'm starting with some onion. I've got some red onion here, and to that I'm adding some garlic. And when I say some garlic, I mean like 4 or 5 cloves of garlic. I am also adding some lovely ginger that has been grated. Next, I'm going to be adding my scotch bonnet peppers. Now it's very important to note, scotch bonnets are no joke. They are super, super spicy. So when you're handling them, you wanna make sure that you are wearing gloves and that you avoid touching your eyes because you can create a serious burning sensation. It is not fun. Keep in mind that as you cook hot peppers, they do become a little milder in flavor, so you can add a little more and you'll get a nice heat throughout your dish. Next, it's time to add my herbs and spices. So I've got some fresh thyme leaves here, and I'm also adding a little cinnamon and a heaping helping of allspice. Allspice is really the signature spice in any jerk marinade. I'm going to add a little bit of sweetness with some fresh honey, some fresh lime juice to brighten up all of those flavors, and then I'm going to add a good glug of olive oil to help this blend together. I'm gonna pop the lid on my food processor and give this a really good blend. And what you end up with is this insanely flavorful sauce, and we're gonna use it to marinate our beautiful chicken. I'm going to transfer my chicken legs into a zipper bag and pour my marinade over top. You want to give it all a good rub to make sure everything is evenly coated, and then we're going to put this in the refrigerator for at least an hour, but overnight is ideal. Obviously, the longer these legs sit in that yummy marinade, the more delicious they're going to become. Once your chicken is finished marinating, you can transfer it to a baking sheet and be sure to pour all of that yummy marinade all over your chicken legs. I highly recommend using some tin foil on your baking sheet for this job. I didn't, and let me tell you, this pan was a real pain to clean. Into the oven these go at 400 degrees until your chicken legs reach an internal temperature of 165 degrees Fahrenheit. That takes about 35 to 40 minutes. Once they're ready, they are oh so flavorful. They've got a little bit of heat and a little bit of sweet and a whole lot of spice. These guys will last in your refrigerator for up to 3 days. And I think it's best accompanied by my next dish, rice and peas, which doesn't actually have any peas in it at all. It actually contains a lot of beautiful red kidney beans. It all starts with a saucepan on the stove, and I'm just going to melt some coconut oil. To that, I'm going to add some onion, and I'm just gonna saute my diced onion until it's nice and soft. Then I'm going to add some minced garlic and some grated ginger, and a little sprinkle of allspice. I'm going to cook these up for another 30 seconds or so, and then I'm going to add some rice, some coconut milk, and some vegetable broth. You could definitely do this with chicken broth as well, no problem at all. I'm going to bring this whole mixture to a boil and then reduce my heat to low, put on the lid, and let it steam until my rice is cooked through. Then I'm going to finish it all off with some canned red kidney beans that I've just rinsed and drained, some finely chopped green onion, and a little bit of salt and pepper. I'm gonna stir this all together, and really it's as simple as that. You have an amazing side dish that's protein packed and the perfect accompaniment for that yummy jerk chicken. Next up, I'm roasting some veggies with a bit of a tropical twist. I'm actually going to be adding some fresh chopped pineapple to my veggies. This will add some sweetness and some great caramelization. So I've got my pineapple, which has been cored and chopped. To that, I'm going to add some baby corn, some red peppers that I've just given a rough chop to, and some red onion. I'm going to toss this together with some melted coconut oil, some salt, some pepper, and if you are feeling a little spicy, you could also add some minced scotch bonnet peppers. And then I'm just gonna zhuzh all of this around until everything is well coated with that coconut oil. Zhuzh is a technical kitchen term. I'm going to pop it into the oven at 400 degrees for between 30 and 40 minutes, or until all of those veggies start to caramelize. These veggies take on such a beautiful sweetness during that roasting process, and they'll last in the refrigerator for 4 or 5 days, so you can enjoy them really all week long. Next up on today's menu, I am making a really simple pumpkin soup. I love this soup because it comes together in a flash. So I'm getting started with my soup pot on the stove, and I'm just gonna melt a little bit of coconut oil. To that, I'm going to add some finely diced onion and saute that until it's nice and soft. And then I'm going to add some minced garlic and some minced scotch bonnet peppers. I'm going to give those 30 seconds or so just to get nice and fragrant. And then I'm going to add my vegetable broth and a can of coconut milk. I'm going to season this with some fresh thyme leaves, some allspice, and a good helping of salt and pepper. Then I'm going to add my pumpkin puree. Now, I'm cheating in this recipe with some canned pumpkin, but if you can find fresh pumpkin, that is even better. If you're using fresh pumpkin, you're going to have to cook it through before using an immersion blender to puree it. But because I'm cheating with pumpkin puree, I don't have to puree this at all. Kind of handy. I'm just going to let this simmer over medium-low heat for about 10 minutes or so, or until all those flavors come together. Then it's really just a matter of serving it with some freshly chopped cilantro and a little more scotch bonnet pepper if you're feeling brave. Lunch this week is fresh and colorful and oh so appetizing. I'm making mango salads in a jar accompanied by some nice spicy shrimp. Now, in this case, I am leaving my shrimp on the side, and here's why. The mango salads will last in your refrigerator between 4 and 5 days, but the shrimp will only last for 2 or 3 days. So you really want to keep them on the side of your salad so you can prolong the shelf life of your salads. Make sense? Great. All right, we're gonna get started by cooking up our shrimp. I'm keeping it real simple. I've got a skillet heating up with some coconut oil, and then I'm going to add my shrimp, season that up with some salt and some pepper and some red chili flakes, cook it for 2 or 3 minutes or until it's nice and pink and opaque, and that's it. It's really as simple as that. I'm gonna set those aside and get to work on my spicy lime dressing. It's really as simple as combining some olive oil with some fresh lime juice, some freshly chopped cilantro, and some freshly chopped jalapeno. Go ahead and leave the jalapeno out if you are not feeling the heat. I'm gonna season this up with a little salt and pepper, give it a good stir, and then transfer it to 5 jars. Next, it's time to assemble my salads. So I've got some roughly chopped red bell pepper, some finely chopped red onion, and some beautiful big chunks of mango. I'm going to top each of these jars with some mixed greens, and this salad is ready to be enjoyed. When it's time to eat, all you need to do is give the jar a good shake and then serve it with this gorgeous shrimp. For breakfast this week, I've got a recipe that's worth getting up for. It's my tropical frozen yogurt, and it is so delicious, you actually won't believe it's breakfast at all because it tastes a lot more like dessert. For this recipe, I am using a ton of beautiful frozen fruit. I actually let my frozen fruit thaw for 5 or 10 minutes just to make it a little easier for my food processor to get through. So to my food processor, I'm going to add some nice big chunks of frozen pineapple, some frozen banana, and a good helping of yogurt. I'm going to sweeten this up a little bit with some honey and add some flavor with a little bit of vanilla extract. I'm going to blend all of this together until it's almost completely smooth, and then I'm going to add some chopped strawberries. The reason I'm leaving the strawberries until last is because I did want to leave some nice big chunks of strawberries in my final yogurt. And basically what we're gonna end up with is frozen yogurt for breakfast. That's my kind of breakfast, people. The team here could not get enough of this recipe, so I highly recommend you try it. I like to serve a big scoop of it over some granola. Kind of makes the perfect breakfast. Finally on today's menu, I'm making a really yummy tropical trail mix. I'm getting started with some roasted cashews. I'm using salted cashews because I love that combination of salty and sweet, but you could also go unsalted if you wanted to. I'm also adding some banana chips here, some nice big chunks of dried pineapple. I've got some dried mango and some dried papaya. And then I'm going to finish this all off with a little bit of candied ginger. Now, candied ginger is quite strong, so I recommend you try it before adding it to your trail mix. Some people love it, some people hate it. You can definitely figure this out for yourself. You can usually find all of these tasty dried fruits at your bulk food store or at a large supermarket. I'm going to season this with just a sprinkle of allspice, stir it all together, and then I'm going to portion it into jars because, come on, when it comes to trail mix, it's easy to get carried away. There are really no rules to this trail mix. Go to your bulk food store, find as many tropical fruits that have been dried as you can, and throw them all in a bowl. It's really as simple as that. Guys, this honestly might be one of my favorite meal prep menus that I've ever made, so I really hope you guys will give it a try at home. If you do, be sure to tweet me or Instagram me a photo because I love seeing your creations. And remember, all of these yummy recipes, plus all the shopping lists, lots of tips and tricks, are available in my brand new Meal Prep Made Easy ebook. All of the details for that are in the description box below, so you can take a look there. And finally, of course, if you have not already, be sure to subscribe because I've got lots more meal prep where this came from. And it's delicious. I'm just saying.